Good evening, everyone. We're happy to have all of you here with us, and especially those of you that are here physically and those that are watching through social media. We're glad to have you here. We want to especially welcome our president of South Carolina State College. We had Dr. Conyers here. We appreciate you for being here, and all of you. Our first item that we have, consideration of October 1, 2024 City Council minutes.
Move for passage.
Second.
Motion been made by Councilman Stroman, second by Councilman Kidd. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you. We have a retiree resolution, Ms. Tammy L. Bird, the city of Orangeburg. And we're gonna ask Ms. Bird to come up forward, and her supervisor, any family members that would like to come with you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. It is my pleasure to recognize Ms. Tammy Bird. It's a little bittersweet, but I wanted to take this moment to recognize her for her faithful service to the city of Orangeburg. For 25 years, she has been employed with the city of Orangeburg. And so we thank you so much for all of your dedicated service to the citizens of Orangeburg. Ms. Bird has worked at a Hillcrest golf course. She has done a wonderful job, and we're going to miss her very much, but wish you the very best in your retirement. And so, Mayor, at this moment, I would like to turn it over to our Parks and Recs Director, Mr. Sean Taylor, and Greg to say a few words.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, we're as our administrator has said, it's a bittersweet moment for us. But Ms. Tammy has been a very key part of the clubhouse and operation of the golf course. All of the patrons talk so highly of her and how kind and how she's helped. And so we're happy for her on her next chapter, but we're certainly going to miss her smile and her patience working with all our patrons. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Greg.
Thank you, Sean. I'm going to give you this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is for you to take to your house. We're going to put this in the golf shop. This was last week at her retirement, and the cake did get eaten. If last weekend was any indication of how important she is, there were a lot of hours put in by a lot of staff members without her there. So we're going to miss her deeply, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We're going to ask City Council, would you please stand with us as we read this? Tammy, this is a resolution for you. It said, whereas Tammy L. Bird faithfully served the city of Orangeburg for 25 years, 4 days, with the retirement date of October the 5th of 2024. And whereas she, through her long and faithful service, contributed greatly to the successful operation of the city of Orangeburg Hillcrest Golf Course. Whereas the city of Orangeburg, in recognition of the fine contributions you rendered to the city of Orangeburg, want to inscribe on the record its appreciation. Now, therefore, be it further resolved that the mayor and members of city council in the council assembled do officially recognize the faithful service rendered to the city of Orangeburg in the capacity in which she served the city, and we take pride in commending you for a job well done. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution and in appreciation for her devotion and duty to the city of Orangeburg be placed in the minute book of the city, and a copy of furnished to Ms. Bird in recognition of her service, passed by the city council of the city of Orangeburg, state of South Carolina, the 15th day, October 2024. This is your resolution. And can you turn so we can take a picture? Sit these. You want to hold those? Somebody got to get on this side. Come on that side, Greg. And then here, and then Cindy, you come here. So we can. Can you get the?
Or is the stand in the way?
Okay, thank you. And Tammy, this is another gift for you from the city of Orangeburg. Thank you so much for your service, and we appreciate you, and we hope you have a wonderful retirement.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to have something to say?
I was part-time for about 6 years at the golf course. I was a total of 31 years and 10 months. I'll miss it. There's a possibility I'll sneak out there and see if I can help at all times, but I'm happy to be retired.
Yes.
I've got plans to travel eventually, and I've got family. I'd love to be able to do things on the weekends when everybody else is off, and I wasn't. Thank y'all.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate everybody.
God bless you.
Thank you, Ms. Kidd.
Congratulations, enjoy.
Thank you, Ms. Kidd.
Yes, yes.
Item number 4, we will have a review and appeal of the Accommodation Tax Advisory Committee recommendations.
Good evening, Mayor, again, members of council. In your packet, you have the recommendations from the accommodation tax for your review and approval. This session, we had 6 entities applying with approving 5 of them at 90.5. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
The ones that you approve, can you?
All of the ones that approve are Dora. Dora was approved for $7,000. South Carolina Theater Association was approved for $5,000. Orangeburg County Fair was approved for $25,000. Orangeburg Fine Arts Center was approved for $30,000, and the SAFE program was approved for $23,550.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes, sir.
just for clarification,
Dr. Can you talk on that mic? So they can-
I was looking at the the minutes of the meeting. It says Rachel Holmes was absent from the meeting. And then in 2 of the areas, she seconded the motion.
No, there's a typo that we have on the updated form, but Rachel Holmes was absent. That is
Absent.
correct.
So who seconded the motion?
For that motion was James McQuilla. And so the 2 that you have, the Arizona was South Carolina Theater Association, and the Orangeburg Fine Art is the 2 that has that typo. It didn't update.
So who seconded the motion?
So it was James McQuilla on both of those 2.
Okay.
So he made the motion and seconded the motion?
No, Sean Taylor made the motion, and James McQuilla seconded the motion.
Are y'all clear? Okay. Okay, we have to approve this. We have to approve it. We need to approve this.
Need to approve.
Uh-huh.
Mayor and council, I move the adoption of the Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee recommendations.
Yeah, motion been made by Councilman Kidd,
Second.
second by Councilman Knotts. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Hannah is on virtually, so he's voting. Thank you.
All right.
We have our first reading on the mileage. Who's gonna make it? Item number 3.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of council.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The first reading, item 3 tonight is first reading of an ordinance amending the millage rate for property taxes for the city of Orangeburg for the calendar year beginning January 1, 2025 and thereafter. Council, I would imagine that city council all received a notice that looked like this from the county regarding your real property. It's a notice of reassessment, and by state law, South Carolina Code 1243-217 mandates that once every 5 years, each county of the state shall appraise and equalize those properties under its jurisdiction. In accordance with this mandate, Orangeburg County implemented reassessment programs in tax years 1998, 2003, 2008, 2014, 2019, 2024. Orangeburg delayed 2013, 2018, and 2024 programs 1 year as allowed by state law. This will go into effect. It's basically just a reassessment on properties that have not changed hands during those 5 years in an arm's length transaction. So if you didn't buy or sell your house, you got one of these. And in that vein, I'm not going to go through all the machinations on the math because it'll put everybody to sleep. Essentially, the council didn't want a tax rate increase. And so to ensure that we don't have a big tax increase on properties that were reassessed, because a lot of properties had a increase in the property value, in the assessed value, we're changing the millage rate as recomputed based on the South Carolina Department of Revenue's formula from 115 mills down to 109 mills. The assessment changed by $2,517,000, or about 7%. That is on real property, not on personal property. So it's not on cars, it's not on boats, it's not on planes. It's just on real property within the city limits. And so there may be some folks who do get a tax increase. I want to say that. There could be folks who do end up with a tax increase. I'm going to use Michelle for a minute. We picked her property. Her property has not changed hands, but it did go up by 15%. Having the millage rate come down and the value go up would result in her tax bill going up about $80. It's the state law is designed to not have a windfall by the city. So I would be glad to try and answer any questions anybody might have.
Are there any questions or concerns for Mr. Mixon?
Mr. Nixon, with this change in number of mills, we also have to put it in terms of those with homestead.
Yes, sir.
Which
It
will also
is
decrease.
actually, so when they give us, so the county supplies us this data, and they do it on the assessment, they give us, they did not give us full detail on all of the assessed values of every property. But those homestead exemptions, the state, I believe, reimburses the county, and the county reimburses the city back for those items. So those shouldn't have a negative impact on the city's budget. Hopefully, this is a neutral effect on the city's budget. We don't believe there'll be any dollar change associated with the city's budget on taxes collected. If there are, when we find out, we will let you know.
Okay.
They have not billed property taxes yet. Those bills typically go out in mid-November, but those have not gone out yet, so we don't have the details on that. It also doesn't include any renovations or anything like that that would have been done throughout the year.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Just to clarify, for the citizens, we are not increasing property taxes.
That is a great point to make. We are actually reducing our property millage rate. We're reducing it. The county, by state law, has reassessed, reappraised property. And as everybody knows, if you're going to buy a home or anything else, gallon of milk, everything's gone up over the past few years. So the values have gone up. We've reduced our tax rate, our millage rate, to try to offset any change that would come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any questions? If not, I'm going to read the ordinance. An ordinance amending the millage rate for the property taxes for the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina, for the calendar year beginning January 1, 2025, and thereafter.
Move for approval.
Motion was made by Dr. Kalu,
Second.
second by Councilman Grievous. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Matters concerning Department of Public Utilities.
Good afternoon, evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council.
Good afternoon.
You have before you, in your packet, information related to the Department of Public Utilities General Terms and Conditions. As you may recall, during our last budget retreat, we discussed that we would be bringing you some items to review as we need to clean up, update some of the information in our general terms and conditions. So this is not for discussion tonight, it's for information only. I put it in your packet and wanted you to look at it, dig deep. We're gonna bring this back to you as we need to approve this by ordinance. We'll bring it back to you, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to review it, ask any questions ahead of time because it's a lot of information. So please take an opportunity to review all of this and give me a call or give staff a call if you have any questions specific to any section of this. Again, a lot of it is updating language. Some of it will be an update on fees or how we bill our fees. Some of it is definitions changing. So please, again, feel free to give me a call if you have any questions regarding this information.
Thank you.
That's it.
Are there any questions? This is the update for us. Is there any questions to Mr. Harley?
He has one.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Hannah.
Not on the, thank you, Mayor, not on the updates, on something else.
I mean, it's related to this.
It's related to the Department of Public Utilities, what they sent out to us on the first page and the second page. They
Okay,
usually send out a list of what they have going on. I don't know what terminology that it's called, it's report.
repeat that again, I didn't hear you.
It's a report that they send to us on a monthly basis. I do not know what the terminology is called. It's headline Department of Public Utilities to City Council.
Financials. Financial report.
And it was in our packet.
So what is your question?
Okay, thank you. Under the operating expenses, Mr. Harley, on page 1, it states that electricity has increased 11% and gas has decreased approximately 5%. So how does this relate, to correlate this to, on page 2, under item 3, the return on assessment improved 0.018 to 0.3, and it says that is the industrial average is a positive 0.2 to 0.3, which is approximately 25% lower than the industry average need to maintain a stable utility. I'm asking the question on that terminology, stable utility.
So your question is, what is a stable utility?
Yeah, because it's saying that to maintain it, we may be slightly under, is the way it's reading, the way I'm reading.
So just to answer your question on terms of stable utility, I would argue that we are currently a stable utility. But I think the point in this information is to ensure that council is aware of what the trends are and any adjustments that we might bring to you going forward. It is an effort to maintain that stability. I think I understand your question. I hope that answered it.
I think you did, but you're saying, in other words, DPU is ahead of the curve.
Currently, we're a stable utility. There's some
In
metrics.
assessment, you're ahead of the curve.
Yes, sir. And then there's some metrics that are lagging, and we are keeping an eye on those metrics. And as we bring things to you to make adjustments, our efforts are to maintain the stability that we so desperately want to have on an ongoing basis.
Thank you for clarification.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Holly. Is there any more questions from Mr. Holly regarding the update? If not, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council.
Okay, we have executive session, and in executive session, item number 5, we will discussion of negotiation incident to propose contractual arrangements or the receipt of legal advice where legal advice relates to pending, threatening, and potential claims, other matters covered by the attorney and client privilege, settlements or legal claims, or the position of the public agency in other adversary situations involving assertion against the agency of the claim, South Carolina Code Section 30-4-70A2. The next item will be, the next item will be property insurance, RFP. The next item will be the sale of property. And the next item will be Hillcrest lease. I would like to entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Motion has been made by Councilman Stroman,
Second.
second by Councilman Kidd. All in favor?
Aye.
You may stay, we may return to open session, and we may not. So you may stay if you would like, but if you were going to leave, we're gonna say good night to you and good night to our viewers that's viewing us. Thank you.